A prison the size of a country. This is no connection to the outside world, and for any colorless world, you can be sent to a local prison. In this country, people cannot enjoy relaxing by the coast. Their view hits a high fence, and they can only dream of freedom. Many are forced to work all day, just to buy meat once a month and feed their family simple rice. They show us a beautiful facet of an ideal country, with a loving leader, under the laws of Chongjin. And the scariest part is that they truly believe it, and don't realize how the world works beyond the border wire. In our world, all this seems impossible, but this country does exist. Its name is North Korea.
На этой карте хранятся уникальные кадры Северной Кореи, и мне с большим трудом удалось их вывести. Да, они до сих пор вот в этом ходят. Так что давайте изучим, как живет изолированная Северная Корея сегодня.
Obviously, the journey begins where the Trans-Siberian Railway ends.
Поезд номер 925 с сообщением Владивосток-Туманган отправится в 21 час 48 минут.
Up to the border we travel in the class RGD train compartment, with beautiful attendants and surprisingly good toilets. One moment, the screen fades out, and it's already 6 a.m., which means we're about to arrive at the Russian station Rason. This is the only railway boarding station between Russia and North Korea. But for now, while we're still on the way, we need to fill out a Korean declaration. Yeah, the fog couldn't have come at a better time. You will understand why a bit later. And here it is, the first checkpoint and hour-long customs inspection. And then the carriage starts moving again. From the silhouette you can already tell whose side in which. China made sure to build a temple and a military tower. And on our side it seems like no one wants to live anywhere near the border. That's it, it begins. We are separated by the Tuman River and the Friendship Bridge. And beyond them, the most isolation country behind triple fences and a dictatorship. But the people are happy to see us. I still can't believe that I'm actually here. Through the window, you can see rustly but still working trains and perfectly cleaned portraits of the leader. The chief officer gave the comments, and then the started stamping procedure followed. Of course, I didn't risk filming this. I have no idea how they react to cameras here. The rest of the procedure can be filmed either, but everything went smoothly, and I had nothing prohibited. Notice how careful the customs officer placed the cityscape onto these neat little red boards. Overall, it is a regular train, like ours about 20 years ago, clearly designed for tourists. Signs the signs are in Chinese and English. The toilets are a bit worse than ours, but there is a TV and plenty of beer. Our guy seems to like it. And they'll probably enjoy the local snacks too. Well, actually, they're not local, they're Chinese. And the girl doesn't understand Russian yet. But it does have a translation.
Всем с праздником!
Спасибо.
Всем с праздником!
Красивая, какие платья красивые.
Yeah, she looks beautiful and it is hard not to start a conversation. Along the way, you can see huge fields, where Koreans still work the land with plows pulled by cows. Just a reminder, the first plow appeared in Russia back in the early 19th century. You almost never see this anymore. But in North Korea, many still work the same way they decided ago. And how
6 дней в
often?
неделю работает. Сколько часов работает в день?
8 часов.
8 часов.
You can also notice a large number of military personnel. According to a Korean woman on the train, men serve in the army for 11 years and women for 5. North Korea follows this Songde policy, meaning the army comes first, which explains the massive resources directed to the military. With over 1.5 million soldiers, out of a population of just 26 million people.
А у вас тоже служат?
Да,
Все?
да, все везде.
Сколько лет?
11. А женщине 5.
In just their minutes, you can see a surprisingly decent version of North Korea. No, I don't donate. Houses inside, instead everything looks well maintained. Even ordinary village with identical blue roofs. Yeah, this feels like another stage show. After the train stopped, we were greeted by sleepy Koreans, holding artificial flowers.
Приветствую!
Then we were immediately put onto a cozy Japanese bus.
Уважаемые дамы и господа, с приездом!
And here it is, the first touch with the city of Rason, where around 200,000 people live, and in such a close country like North Korea. Very little official information actually get out. Look, for some reason, a woman is standing at attention. And here the stories are full of food, almost as if everything is deliberately arranged to show that they have it all. And here as well, people are standing at attention. Clearly, everything was prepared along our route before we arrived. After a stop, those who wanted were taken to a local bank. But honestly, it also felt staged. Even the people tapping off the screens looking like actors. Look closely. The system here is running on Windows. But in reality, bank cards to exist is North Korea, though they are mostly internal system with very limited functionality. They are very different from global payment systems, and for most people, cash is still the main way to pay. While everyone was exchanging money, we had a chance to look at ordinary people through the bus window. There are very few cars in the city. The main form of transport is the bicycle. A girl in pink is well dressed and walking alone. Yes, nothing will likely happen to her, but for the population the real dangers come from something else. The main threats come from the state itself. Restriction of freedom of speech, movement, and even gatherings. The government constantly monitors its citizens and even encourages people to report of each other. And if someone commits a political crime, their entire family can be sent to prison as well. Although, to be fair, this rule was more common before the 2000 years. Political prison camps now is no Rason are among the hardest in the North Korea. The X number of these scams is a no, since the government does not publish this information. But satellite imaging suggests that around 80 to 90,000 people are held in them. Many people still struggle with access to food and basic goods, which directly affect their safety and well-being. You can even be imprisoned for a joke or for complaining about your life. And in most cases, that's exactly what people are impersonated for. Alright, let's go back to technology. Notice, people here have touchscreen smartphones, and it almost feels like this guy stopped here on purpose to show it. Like saying, look, we have everything here, but the operating system looks completely different, even though most of the devices are actually Chinese. I'll explain this in more detail later, or rather, a local Korean woman will. Some people dress as if they just come back from the Korean War. Other look neat and modern, but without any visible brands. Men don't have long hairstyles, and dyed hair is strictly forbidden for both men and women. There are even special patrols that monitor this. Here they are, the founding figures of North Korea. You almost want to ask, what have you done? Originally, all of Korea was under Japanese rule, where Korea culture was heavily suppressed. After Japanese defeat in the World War II, Korea was finally liberated. The victory allies, the Soviet Union and the United States, divided Korea along the 38th parallel. The North became a Soviet-controlled zone, and the South came under American influence. In the North, communists came to power, led by Kim Il-sung. In the South, pro-American forces took control. The Korean War from 1950 to 1953 finally cemented this division. And from this division, North Korea was born. The main figure of the country became Kim Il-sung, the founder and first supreme leader. Today, he is worshipped here and people bring flowers to his memory. A perfect example of the personality cult. Kim Il-sung was born on April 15, 1912. His birthplace was the village of Maginde. April 15 is celebrated the most important national holiday, the Day of the Sun. And here is Kim Jong-un. According to the official version, he was born in 1942 on Mount Pektu. But Soviet archives suggest he was actually born in 1941 near Khabarovsk. He even had a Russian name, Yuri Arsenovich Kim, and he is the current leader, Kim Jong-un. He was born in Pyongyang and studied in Switzerland, but even locals don't know his exact birth date. For them, he is internal. Information in North Korea is strictly controlled. His birthday does not have the same official status as those of their father and grandmother. But one thing is clear, he knows that life in the free world looks like. For example, in Switzerland. By the way, here he is, the favorite of all children. His portrait hangs in one of the children's art schools. It turns out, children here are not supposed to have kids candy. And after this photo, it was taken away from them. After that, we arrived at one of the hotels to have a proper meal. The tour includes a solid breakfast, lunch and dinner. For us, this food is pretty normal, something many eat every day. But it was hard for me to eat without thinking about the fact that the average North Korea doesn't get this kind of food. For them, even regular rice can be a luxury and they don't have it every day. And meat is even rare. Their diet usually consists of corn and kimchi. By the way, many local products and drinks are made from corn. In the hotel, you can even find a cornet full of Chinese knocks-off. In general, most things here are Chinese and something Japanese. Alright, it's time to go. The officer are already waiting and getting nervous. Yes, believe it or not, in North Korea you can something see electric bicycle like this. But most people still ride regular bikes. Cars are extremely rare here, and very few people can afford them. Not even every 10th or 15th person. And you can tell by the roads. There are no traffic lights. Only traffic officers controlling everything manually.
어머니 국풍처럼 따사로워라 아버지 국풍처럼 자유로워라 스스로의 정말 자식 한 품에 안고 총을 다해 보살피시네 노래보다 김종은 위대하신 용도자 사랑하다 김종은 친구는 오보예 인밀은 한 마음 믿고 따르니 친구나 회하지 않나 브레가주샤 나 высоких верных крутой выходи на брекачуша на высоких верных крутой.
As fun as the guides tried to distract us, it was hard not to notice these electrified fences. And there's no way Katyusha wild making to the shore here. The fences stretch along the entry coastline. And I never once saw people relaxing on the beaches, let alone boats out on the water, only rustly vessels. But before you can even get on one of those boats, you need special permission. Not everyone can just go out or even approach the sea. The Japanese, I mean the North Korea Sea. Basically, it's all pretty clear. It's to make sure no one escapes the country. And then suddenly, something happened. The fences by the sea make sense, but in North Korea, ordinary people can't even travel to another city or province without a special permit. Look, they're negotiating something here. And here it is, a typical electrified fence. This right here is actual border. After that, we switched to another bus from a different tour company. Now we have a new guide, stricter, and you can clearly see how devoted she is to her leader and ideology. So yeah, they don't have access to the global internet, and I doubt they watch Hollywood movies, let alone South Korea ones. She even forbade us from filming villages. So here's some exclusive footage. I've never seen so many plowed fields anywhere else, always so well fields, where mostly poor Koreans work manually. They looked exhausted and so did the livestock. Occasionally, you do see some machinery. Surprisingly, you can rarely find abandoned villages. And more than that, they all look pretty similar and are relatively well kept inside. And it's worth notice the beautiful nature. We are entering Chongjin, a city that's not as polished. It feels more alive here. There are plenty of kiosks that are actually open. There's also a fence along the shore here, though this one is just a regular one. Look, that's a trolleybus and even a tram depot. Overall, the residential buildings looks decent and you rarely see anything like Soviet style. And these massive empty squares, straight out of a dystopian novel. The only thing missing a big brother, although there he is. Look now, collectively and they think the Koreans are working all by hand. I noticed that everything is written down in notebooks. There are no terminals at all, and it's like they're everywhere. As for souvenirs, everything is actually pretty good here. You can even buy local Lego. The price is ridiculously low. But for North Koreans, this is a real source of income given their low salaries. For example, the average North Korean earns around $50 to $60 per month. Sounds low, right? And that's only in the capital Pyongyang. In the provinces it's about half of that, especially in the state sector. The luckiest ones are the military. At least they get to eat meat almost every day. Our bus started climbing a small hill. At the top, there is a memorial to Soviet soldiers who helped liberate Chongjin. Meanwhile, the hill offers a fantastic view of the city, a great change to observe daily life from above. I really like when everything is built in the Anfit style. In places like this, here's often no asphalt, and when it rains, it gets extremely muddy. The antenna suggests that every home has a TV, most likely broadcasting the Big Brother. The chimneys indicate there is no central heating in the homes.
Да, по внешнему виду люди сильно отличаются от южан.
Surprisingly, the city is quite well lit at night. There are a lot of taxis on the roads.
Кстати,
And there are air conditioners in the buildings. But there's a theory that electricity here only works for a few hours and gets shut off deep at night. Anyway, the weather is good. Time to move on. Now we can get a better look at the surroundings, especially since the guide is peacefully asleep and not stopping us from filming. Man, I can only envy these kids. I could only dream of a football fight like that growing up. Look, they have huge fields right in the middle of the city. Now it's clear that North Korea is a truly agrarian country. Something I find myself wondering, why are they so shy? Just look at how perfect these streets are. What annoys me is now the guides and officials keep whispering. I always feel like it's about me. Maybe it's just paranoia. Here's another rare chance to touch the real streets. And this is what it looks like when filming is not allowed. That girls was stopped from taking photos of a construction site. There are speed cameras all over the city. I wonder if they actually work. Because who would even break the rules? Then there's almost no traffic. Koreans always get off their bikes and pedestrian crossing. Learn from them. They've probably only seen them on TV, if at all. And just look how polished the tourist road is. And you keep wondering, are they really working like this? Or is it all staged? Because everything looks almost too perfect. And now, more exclusive street footage we managed to capture secretly. No joke, a lot of people here use electric bikes. And look how well dressed everyone is. that guys coming back from train, and these people just got off a bus. The moment the guys saw the camera, they put a mask over their faces. I guess you're not getting enough exclusives, so here's another one. Another stage moment, but this time it actually makes sense. Since Taekwondo originated here in Korea in the mid-20th century, honestly, the guys are performing at a really high level.
В общем, ребята выдают суперкласс.
Alright then, Kim Jong-un, how about grading and beer? We are taken to a local brewery. And finally, our last destination on the islands. How only is it beautiful, but something special happened to me there.
И это был мой первый, можно сказать, такой близкий контакт с обычными людьми. Не со спецслужбами, не с гидами, не с сопровождающими, а вот именно с обычными людьми. Это так необычно. Я бы ни в одной стране мира бы вот такие бы эмоции не испытал, чтобы подойти настолько близко к обычным людям, чтобы посмотреть на них, чтобы они на меня посмотрели. Блин, капец, это необычное ощущение. Это очень странно, ребят.
And here's another one. I can actually walk along a small hill. You've seen everything for yourself. North Korea is the most fascinating country I've ever been to. But I understand that after this video, I probably want to be allowed back.